The master saboteur is called the judge. The judge is at the base of all the nine saboteurs because at the base of that is the judge that talks about how there's something wrong with you, finds fault with you. It finds fault with others and finds fault with circumstances. And because you feel there's something wrong with you, where you are, where you're going, you will use any of the nine patterns we earlier talked about before as your coping strategy. So when you look at that stress pattern, when you look at the rise and falling pattern, you will see the saboteurs at work there. But if you look deeper, you will see the master saboteur called the judge. And the ability to navigate these difficult emotions brings us to a question where are emotions actually good for you? I'll introduce you to the 6 seconds rule. 6 seconds rule simply says that if you put your hand in that hot stove, how long is it before you take it away? Because the research shows that if you do stay that long, a saboteur is present. Staying in a negative emotion more than 6 seconds hurts the ability to see clearly, to respond with empathy, curiosity, creativity, and laser focus. In other words, wherever a negative emotion is present, one or more of the saboteur is present. So take a look around you. Do you notice your saboteurs? Well, assessment will help you further to be able to see what's going on with you. And now I'll show you why this is so important. Because the research now shows that you only need to be able to develop three core muscles called the sage interceptor muscle, the saboteur interceptor muscle, rather, the sage and the self-command muscle. At the core of transiting from the survival brain to the sage brain is if you can develop these three core muscles, because if you do so, you will begin to experience the sage, which lives more on the right side of the brain, associated with peace and calm, clear laser focus, creativity, the bigger picture, and you will be able to operate in a sage perspective, where in the sage perspective, every outcome, every single outcome can be turned into a gift and an opportunity. You see, the survival brain and the saboteurs can't do that. They will be so focused in what's wrong with you, what's wrong with that person, what's wrong with she or her or them, or why they're doing this to me, and doesn't know how to turn it into a gift or an opportunity. The ability to switch may just be the reason that you need to turn your results around. When you do that assessment, if a score is more than 2.5, it means you're overusing the survival side of the brain and you do not know how to use your sage side. And this is why, in between these two, to learn how to switch, you need to understand the 10-second next capsule that activates your center, building new neural pathways to switch from the survival brain to the sage brain. And that is why the SHAPE program came about. I'll talk about that in a moment and tell you how you can benefit from the 7 days free version that we have just released.